Here is a public and private image of each MBTI personality type. Number 1. ISTJ. ISTJs can present a more outgoing face, particularly at work. They make every effort to modify and project the most effective image possible. Being courteous and attempting to fit in with any circumstance is important to ISTJs. The person they present to their closest loved ones or at work may be extremely different from how they feel on the inside. If it's necessary to project a more serious or even extroverted demeanor in order to complete the task, they might do so. Number 2. ISFJ. Given their desire to fit in as much as possible, ISFJs undoubtedly have public and private personas. They put in a lot of effort to provide for and care for their loved ones. For the ISFJ, it is occasionally important to act differently in public in order to make people feel comfortable around them. The ISFJ can be considerably more lively and even a little bit edgy in private, despite their public persona, which is frequently highly courteous and suitable. Number 3. ESTJ. Unless they are in a professional setting and need to adjust, ESTJs are less likely to have a public and private image. The ESTJ goes above and beyond when it comes to the workplace in order to complete tasks as quickly as possible. They might make a small adjustment for these circumstances, but generally speaking, they act the same in public as they do in private. Though because they are afraid of being evaluated, the ESTJ tends to hide their more insecure traits from others. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ESFJ. There is no denying that ESFJs have a public and private persona, and they often have additional aspects to them as well. In order to fit into their surroundings, they frequently only exhibit different facets of their personalities depending on who they are around. ESFJs genuinely want to make people feel better and make sure they are content with them. It's not about being dishonest, it's just about holding back in some areas so as not to annoy anyone. Number 5. INFJ. The INFJ's internal self-image frequently differs significantly from the one they project to the outside world. Some INFJs do yearn for the opportunity to meet someone with whom they can fully open up and disclose their inner selves. The INFJ's public persona is frequently a little more courteous and even restrained. They may come out as reserved in some situations but gregarious and conversational in others. It frequently depends on their surroundings and what is required to put others at ease. There is actually a lot more going on inside the INFJ when they are by themselves that others are unable to observe. They are intelligent, complicated individuals who are not quite as they appear. Number 6. INFP. Although INFPs dislike giving off a false impression, they can be a little more guarded around strangers. Although INFPs simply don't feel comfortable among everyone, that doesn't mean they try to present a different persona. They just don't like to expose their inner self. They just withhold key details until they have gained the other person's trust before being entirely honest. Though they loathe acting differently for the purpose of their image, INFPs always act in a way that is authentic to who they are when they are in front of other people. Number 7. ENFJ. ENFJs undoubtedly have a public and private persona, but neither one of them is false. Although they are open most of the time, ENFJs are honest with others. It may take some time before they feel comfortable completely opening up because they don't want to share every aspect of who they are with most people. The ENFJ may be reluctant to display any flaws or blemishes because they wish to provide a more ideal image of themselves to others. The ENFJ, unless they are truly linked to someone, can feel more doubts and worries while they are alone than they ever let on to others. Number 8. ENFP. While ENFPs may appear more extroverted among others, they generally present the same image to everyone. They are more naturally outgoing and dislike disguising who they are. They don't like projecting an image that isn't truly who they are, even though they might not share their darkest, most intimate secrets with anyone. Although ENFPs tend to play up their charm a little, this is frequently a characteristic of who they are, even when they are around people they care about. They prefer to be authentic and dislike acting a certain way for the benefit of others. Number 9. ISTP. ISTPs do have a public and private persona, but only because they tend to hide the majority of who they are. They dislike having to communicate their entire innermost being to everyone around them. When it comes to their intense emotions, ISTPs are often quite inward-looking. It isn't ethical for them to be made to share their feelings with others when they find it difficult to do so. The difference between an ISTP's public and private identities is simply a matter of not wanting to be as honest with others, because they are frequently sincere about who they are. Number 10. ISFP. ISFPs often don't have a public and private persona, but they can exhibit slightly more reserved behavior around others. The ISFP may experience some anxiety while expressing themselves in public because they tend to want to go extreme. When around their loved ones, they can be genuinely conversational and open, even though they may keep some aspects of themselves quiet around others. It just takes some time for them to feel comfortable and open, so it's not done on purpose. Number 11. ESTP. Since they put on a little bit of a show around others, ESTPs can definitely have a public and private image. The person they present themselves as in public may not always be the most assured and expressive person on the inside. The ESTP enjoys being charming and really outgoing among people since they focus more on how they feel in the moment. Number 12. ESFP. Since ESFPs are typically quite serious about who they are, their private and public identities don't differ all that much. They are gregarious and sociable individuals who occasionally engage in lengthy conversations with strangers about their life. No matter the situation, being genuine and transparent is important to the ESFP. Number 13. INTJ. INTJs do occasionally display sides of themselves to particular people, but this is done on purpose. In a professional setting, they will act extremely professionally and firmly, but in a more social setting with family, they will act differently. It is important to INTJs to act logically and rationally in any scenario. They think that adapting will help them accomplish their goals. Therefore, they frequently present a different look to others than they do on the inside or to someone they can fully trust. Number 14. INTP. INTPs are unquestionably different on the inside from how they appear to the outside world. Sometimes they could try to project a particular image onto the reality, mostly to make things simpler. Since they have trouble trusting some people, they could be hesitant to reveal their actual selves. Since they don't want to expose themselves to being exploited, the INTP is more concerned with self-preservation than being dishonest. The majority of their genuine inner sensations and thoughts are frequently absent from what they display to the outside world. Number 15. ENTJ. When compared to how they really are on the inside and what they present to their loved ones, ENTJs do occasionally project a different image to the world. The ENTJ frequently demonstrates that they are fairly straightforward, strong-willed, and even a little pushy in achieving their objectives. Even if they act this way around other people, they can be hiding a fear of failing and disappointing the ones they care about. Since the ENTJ doesn't want others to see this more personal side of themselves, this might be challenging for them. Number 16. ENTP. Since they may be apprehensive about sharing their more intimate thoughts and feelings, ENTPs unquestionably have a public and private image. ENTPs may come out as gregarious and independent when among other people, but there is much more to them than that. They only present one of their more endearing and social selves to the general public. Inside, ENTPs can be romantics even more than cynics, but they aren't ready to admit it to others. Thus, it usually remains a secret. These videos will be really helpful for you.